You doing good? Read the title, Tophia. Tophia. Read the title, okay, honey? If you read the title, you'll understand. Not a troll, not a troll, not a troll, not a troll. Help. Yep. But
she said
Tophia, I'm telling you, I heard about
that wasn't the truth.
Tophia, I've been hearing some shit, girl. I've been hearing some shit, Tophia. And it ain't good shit. Ain't good shit, Tophia. Oh shit, Tophia.
Not true is that she helped BHMHOGELF pay the bills.
Tophia.
We know now that BHMHOGELF was working at Jimmy John's, and also that he was doing DoorDash on the side to keep them afloat.
Tophia, I never knew. I'm sorry your brother got shot, Tophia. I didn't know.
Tophia is also starting to acknowledge
I know that she was
telling her that she needs to get a job to help support Mamachu now that all this has happened. However,
I mean, I'm watching this just like everybody else.
PTSD, she can no longer get a job. Later in the video, you will hear her say
it's not my
it's
fault,
not just because of the shooting, but because of
I had nothing to do with that.
as well, and that will be a recurring theme as you will see. In the following video you're about to see now, Tophia
and also Tophia, once again,
a t-shirt design that looked like it had bullet holes in the shirt, and she felt that she needed to come to TikTok, being that she was the first person to find this, and let everyone know who they needed to put a stop to it.
So, this is wild. I don't know why this happened to come on my For You page, but someone was promoting a shirt or something from the TikTok shop. Why was the guy laying there dead?
Tophia.
And
what the hell?
Were on him, and they made like bullet holes in the shirt to look like he got pew-pewed. I'm all for people promoting TikTok shops, right?
Tophia,
and
wait.
Promoting products and stuff like that, and posting and, you know, selling products, but you literally are portraying gun violence. You literally are portraying gun violence to sell a shirt. And my trauma, like, I know people are not responsible for people's trauma.
Tophia!
But that was not a way to sell a t-shirt. And it had 0 likes. I was the first person to comment that. And the crazy thing about it was, I wasn't, like, I saw that first because I saw that it had 0 likes, 0 comments. There are ways about posting something or selling something, but portraying gun violence and selling a t-shirt was not one of them. That was not it. I hope that company takes them down.
Shit!
You know, I thought about it, so I was like, let me screen record it, let me show people, because this is crazy. And I want to address it because it's annoying me. The same reason the internet's letting me for my brother's death rate, it's my fault because I didn't have a place. I didn't get a job. What does getting a job have to do with gun violence? My problem and my issue, and it was not blaming the internet, it was sort of blaming the internet for what led up to this situation. We had a place. People would call every single place we was at, they would find out,
That's
I
right,
would
Tophia.
get jobs, and then they would harass us out of the place.
Yeah, right.
The last job my brother had was Jimmy John's.
I got done.
Y'all tried to call his job at Jimmy John's and tell Jimmy John's that my brother was a house hazard. So he would lose his job. You talk about get a job, get a place, we do that. And then you guys cause us to get kicked out of places. Let's be for real.
Let's be for real, Tophia. You're
the literal fact that you're saying, oh, she's not attacking you. You need to think about taking care of your mom. If my mom goes to a nursing home, if I go to a nursing home, and I go and live my life, she's not going to have the will to live. She's scared. She's really wanting things to do with this. We're going to get a place together. She's working. She's like, are they going to get us a place together? I don't know why people that are not in this situation are trying to tell me what to do. If you think what's best.
I just want to mention something that Tophia said there. There was a bit of a throwaway comment may not have caught, but she
You're
said
be okay, alright, Tophia.
Going to get a place for them.
You'll be okay.
And Tophiachu said, yeah, of course. Now, I don't know if this is just hopeful optimism, but all this is said and done.
You can't sit here and say, well, we gave you resources.
But Tophiachu,
you can't sit here and say, well, my friend lived where they live, give them some resources, and they didn't take any resources.
are you serious?
You don't know what is going on in my life. You sit here and
know.
try to lie to people and tell people, well, you gave them resources, they didn't take it. Gun violence happens every day. I'm afraid if I walk to my car, you know something's going to happen to me.
Okay, you ain't lying about that. Something is going to happen.
I'm afraid for other homeless people out there because what happens to me. And I see women that are about to be homeless with their kids. And it scares me. I'm afraid for other homeless people out there because what happens to me.
Tophia.
And I see women that are about to be homeless with their kids.
Tophia.
And it scares me.
You think that scares you?
At the end of the day, it boils down to that man and what he did to my brother.
Yeah, what he did.
His fault. Nobody else's fault. It is nobody else's fault.
Okay.
And when I blame the
That's
internet,
right.
I'm saying leading up to what happened.
Yeah, that's right, Tophia. Ain't my
I
fault.
don't even know if
Someone went out there and shot your damn brother
either.
first time.
I can't rule that out. But again, it's an active investigation. I can't say too much.
Oh, you're saying
So for
enough.
y'all to sit here and literally
It's an active investigation.
it's an active investigation.
Case
I
is
can't
gonna
say
take too much.
So
Shit.
why?
What's it doing?
I don't even know if there was targeted from online either. I can't rule that out. But again, it's an active investigation. I can't say too much.
Oh, you're setting up, honey. They don't want you saying shit at all. But keep saying, they're gonna come and get you.
It's so crazy.
They're gonna come and get you.
You all gotta take a step back and reevaluate your life and your reality. This could happen to you.
Well,
this
yeah,
could happen
Tophia.
to anybody, and you don't have to be homeless for this to happen to you.
Yeah, Tophia.
I'm tired of having to come on here
You stink.
and explain myself, and then people say, well, you're an Insta story going back to your same old ways.
Tophia, but you stink.
Your brother is dead.
You're very smelly.
So what are you doing? Why are you on here arguing with people? Why?
Yeah, why are you arguing with people?
Are people online giving freaking think pieces?
Yeah.
Think pieces
I think.
about a situation and it turns people from helping you.
Yeah,
It
I
turns
think.
people from
I
having
think this is
empathy
bullshit.
and telling people, don't help her.
Yeah,
She
don't
needs to
help
get a
her.
job.
She needs to get a job.
Oh, I mean, I'm supposed to leave my mom in the hospital.
Shit.
Get a job with trauma.
Yeah, get a job with
And
trauma.
have a mental
Ask your
breakdown in the
ask your
middle
baby
of my
mama.
job.
This
And
shit
not
about
be
that
forced
damn
properly.
trauma.
Because
Think
you
you're in
want
with the
me
arm. What you
to
know
not
about
be
it?
a victim when I'm literally a
Shit,
victim in this
Tophia.
situation.
In the middle of
Ain't
the
that
clip
right,
you just
Tophia?
heard there, Tophia says it's the man who shot her brother's fault and nobody else's. And
Well,
I think
she's
that's
talking about the
just
trolls.
a calculation of this video as a whole.
No,
So in the next clip you're about to hear, I gotta give you a
I just
little
wanna
bit of
make
a
that very
warning of
clear.
where Tophia described what she saw as the incident of death.
There is something so traumatic that you will never get out of your head. Imagine having to look over and see your family member die right before your eyes.
Really?
Look over. Because the first time I looked over, I'm going to be honest, and I didn't say this, the first time I looked over, I thought he was asleep because he usually sleeps with his mouth open. You know, kind of like my mom.
Really?
So his mouth was open, so I thought maybe, you know.
Sophia, you thought wrong.
This wasn't a serious
You thought
situation.
wrong,
I said, maybe it's trolls trying to, like, you know, get us to get a reaction. So I, like, put my head back under the covers because I was like, he looks like he's asleep. He's not reacting. Usually my brother
that's
reacts
bullshit.
just
You,
safety.
yes.
He didn't. So in that moment, I
you
thought
were
it
in a
was
car
trolls
with
trying to get a
somebody,
reaction.
you
He's
didn't hear
like,
a
oh,
gunshot.
just leave it, you know.
What a fucking dumbass.
They'll go away. You know, that's what I thought. But then when my mom kind of alerted me, because I was waking up at that time. Mind you, I was still waking up. I was asleep. I know something's not right. And when I looked over, my brother was dead.
How did you not know your brother was dead?
I can't get that image out of my head. No matter how hard I tried. All because he couldn't have my brother's car. He couldn't have it. Couldn't have it.
It goes without being said that this is the hardest thing Tophiachu has ever had to go through. It would be the hardest thing many people would have to go through. So her getting
Sophia, why didn't your brother have a gun?
Expected. Anyone would in this situation see your family go down like this. And regardless of people telling her she should be on the internet or not, she is. And she's very sad about it no matter what. But the thing is, right, you can be sad. You can lash out and go, oh, it's all your guys' fault. And then come back and go, no, I'm sorry about that. It's not. This is a lot on me, you know? You can make a mistake. And clearly, you're not in the right state of mind right now. But to continue doing this over and over, and now you yourself believe that the trolls had a hand in this, to the point where you even said this man could have been from the internet. And basically what I'm saying is that she said all this and then walked it back and went, you know what, guys, I'm just going through a lot, you know, don't take anything I'm saying seriously. I go, okay, whatever. But she's not, and she's actually
back on the street. How many times do I have to go through a situation where I'm being put on the streets because of the internet, and they want to say it's my fault? Like, I'm the one that's leaving reviews. Like, I'm the one that's doing this stuff. Like, I'm the one that has a Reddit stalking me. You guys called my brother's job when he was working to try to get him fired and say he was a health hazard. How is that supposed to make me want to go get a job when I'm seeing my brother's already about to be fired? I freaked out because I said, there goes our money. Luckily, they worked with him, but I was so scared that we were going to lose our support.
Yeah, health hazard.
And when I say 3K, I'm not talking in the sense of what I made, but you know, I could take the thousands of dollars I made and rent a place. You know, when I tried to support my family with this money, I was supporting them too. And it's so crazy to think that gun violence has come to... It had to come to gun violence to get me to safety. It had to come to gun violence for people to say, hey, let me help you.
The following day, on March 17th, is really the day to me that Tophia got right back to her old ways. Yes, she was fighting people all week long, but the majority of people she was yelling at were people who were calling her out directly. Over the next few days, you're going to notice that she's now just starting to go back to going at anybody she doesn't like online, like Trump supporters, or even for some reason later in the video, recently deceased boxers.
I'm running over food, but I wanted to talk about it. Mechi6, Michi, I blocked her. And I don't like why I blocked her a long time ago. I had her blocked, but I guess I unblocked her because I was like, oh, let me just unblock her. And I realized why. You Trump supporters are the most hateful human beings on the planet. You're violent. You're violent. And you're too white and hateful. Really saying that my brother passes away is karma for talking about you being a Trump supporter and being nasty. Your face irks me. You are ugly human being on the internet now. I blocked you. For you to literally say that because I called you something which is true, because obviously you are. Why are you a Trump supporter? Why do you support a man who's done horrible, disgusting things? That's weird.
She then calls out another woman she was beefing with most of the week, a mom of 3 boys. Tophia constantly told this woman to stop responding to her and then we'll respond to this woman's response to her.
Mom, I have 3 boys. I don't know if I replied to all your comments. Do not reply to me. Leave me alone. Haven't you done enough? You tell me to use the situation to profit off you. You have other people in your comment section who call me unalived. You said that my brother being unalived was set up. I really wish you would just leave me alone. You were allowing people to be nasty in my comment section. You don't know what resources I could have used or what I could have used. So don't tell me I could have used resources so I couldn't have.
Tophia!
Thank you. I'm tired of people saying, would you leave these people zero there? Obviously, if you had resources, we wouldn't have been out in the streets. I'm so sick and tired of people not contemplating that gun violence, pew-pew violence has nothing to do with not accepting resources. Y'all harass us to put us in this situation. Now that we're in this situation, you don't want to see me as a victim. Now they feel the don't tell me I could use resources so I couldn't have. Leave me alone. Thank you. I'm tired of people saying, would you leave resources zero there? Obviously, if we had resources, we wouldn't have been out in the streets. I'm so sick and tired of people not contemplating that gun violence, pew-pew violence has nothing to do with not accepting resources.
What's it doing?
I'm tired of people not contemplating that gun violence, pew-pew violence has nothing to do with not accepting resources. I'm tired of people not contemplating
gun violence,
pew-pew violence has nothing to do with not accepting resources. I'm tired of people not contemplating that gun violence, pew-pew violence has nothing to do with not accepting resources.
I'm fucking that's fucking funny.
Not contemplating that gun violence,
pew-pew violence,
not accepting resources. Y'all harass us to put us in this situation. Now that we're in this situation, you don't want to see me as a victim.
Yeah, no.
Now they
how'd you know?
They make our money and
dumbass.
Money.
Don't look at me.
You don't like it. And first of all, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know that there's something traumatic. Why are you suggesting someone go look for work when they were going through a traumatic carjacking and watched their brother die before their eyes? What kind of logic is that? Especially when my mom's sitting in the hospital. I'm supposed to think about going to work when my mom was pew-pew had as well. My mom
pew-pew violence as well.
You do not think about
that.
And because you're so mad that I could get way more help than what I was getting before, it bothers you. Leave me alone. Enough is enough. You don't have nothing nice to say. Don't say anything at all. Okay?
I'll say whatever the hell I want, Tophia.
In the video you just watched, Tophia says over and over again that people do not like the fact that she is a victim now. And I don't know where she got this from or who she thinks is saying this, but it seems like she thinks that all of these people online who are saying that they're worried about the funds of the GoFundMe for her brother's funeral going to her are just jealous, and they're really unhappy that she's receiving this support. And there are people like that. I will say there are tons of people who don't want to see Tophia get money, but there are also tons of people who are very worried that this money will not go to the right place. And there's already signs of that happening. Time to get into a little bit of speculation. At the beginning of the video, you heard Tophia say that they were planning the funeral. And now I'm going to spoil a little bit of what we're going to get into later. But again, Brother Chu is still, as far as I know, the funeral has not taken place. The GoFundMe money is still sitting there, and no talks of any funeral seem to be happening anymore. All Tophia is talking about is people being jealous of her getting this support. It's also important to mention that around this date on the 17th,
does she have a channel?
There were 2 GoFundMes up. One for Brother Chu's funeral, and one for Tophia herself. As previously mentioned, the one for Brother Chu received $7.6 thousand in support. But what I didn't tell you is that Tophia's received $100. And about maybe, I would say a day or two after the 17th, it was gone. The GoFundMe for Tophia was taken down. Now again, most people donated to Brother Chu's friend, hoping that it would go towards the funeral, but Tophia's GoFundMe also said it was going towards Brother Chu's funeral. However, I do remember, when you looked in the description, there was no, It never says a free sample, and to get it, you have to review it on your page. So they sent it to her, but she wasn't able to get it with everything going on. And she also felt that it probably wasn't a good idea to review a product right now with, her current situation. So she made this video right here explaining the whole deal.
I have to do a review of this hoodie I got. It's a hoodie that has like Stevie Nicks, and I love Stevie Nicks. It was delivered, and I messaged the company telling them, hey, my brother died, I'm going through a situation, and I won't be able to make a review. No response. If I don't review this product, I'm gonna face a strike. So I gotta post this video. I'm gonna tag it if you want to get a hoodie below. Sorry, this is not a good time to be promoting a product, but what can you do? They didn't respond. I gotta make this video. That's, I will tag them below if you want to get the hoodie. And I don't have it because it just got delivered and I can't pick it up. So have a good day, guys. See you guys later. Bye.
So some people are asking what I was promoting in my video. It was a Stevie Nicks hoodie, and because TikTok took it down, because I think they said, I forgot what the violation was. So TikTok took that video down, and because it was recorded and took it down, that's why I believe they removed the tag from it. It was, I keep on saying unauthentic, but it wasn't. It has something to do with not having the product. Or something like that. Because I've seen people say, I don't have the product because, da-da-da-da-da, but they still talk about the product and say, if you want to get you one, go get you one. That's what I basically did. But because of that, my video got flagged, and then they put it back up. So, sadly, that's what happened to the link. And I'm not going to make another video and repost.
You're going to make it on.
Tophia defends herself from people attacking her now by saying that she has never attacked anybody in the past. And this is something that she says time and time again, despite anyone who's ever watched her streams knowing that is very far from the truth. She always uses the same excuse for why she couldn't possibly have ever attacked anyone or said anything disparaging, because she records all of her streams. And she has the proof. Do you want her to post it?
Get the hell on now.
But she never does. And she'll be
right? You do know that if you take pieces of my live stream, I have the whole recording. Do you want me to whip out the full recording? You act like people for every action move you have. I always do that. So why do you ask me like I just randomly attacked?
Tophia, look.
I'll pull up my whole live stream.
Oh, they're going to pull
if you want to go there with
they're going to pull
if that don't work anymore,
go ahead, Tophia.
That's why my live streams are fully recorded. So people can't do stuff like that. I mean, if you could play that game, I could pull up my whole live stream and play what you wouldn't play. You don't know why you won't play that? Come on. You know why you won't play that.
Tophia,
I just woke up.
This is you.
Context. Give context.
You're very smelly.
You don't want to give context? Then I'll give context. You don't want to hold yourself accountable? Well, I'll make sure you be held accountable. I'm sick of people not being held accountable for the reason why we were in this situation.
You ready, Tophia?
Oh, no.
All right, Tophia.
She wants to...
I'm going to flip a coin. I'm going to flip a coin. To decide if I can.
First of all, would you have let me live somewhere, or are you going to leave this excuse again and get me evicted? Not even if you don't have any evictions. Are you going to get me thrown out of that place?
Oh, shit.
Tophia, right. They tried to get me kicked out.
Tophia, I hope you do.
Let's be 100% for real. You guys do not want to take accountability.
No, I don't want to
take accountability. Harassing someone on Reddit. Wow.
One thing I want to mention before we go any further is Tophia's newfound favorite catchphrase, calling the Reddit stupid.
Tophia!
And this all comes
shit!
on screen next to Tophia's Aunt Karen. And if you don't recognize the video on screen right here, This is Karen's court. The video that shows up when you just look up the words Aunt Karen on YouTube.
It's a script,
It's her and
that's all it
Tophia,
is.
and it's really just a video where Tophia ends up screaming and crying at the end, and it's what most people know Aunt Karen for, and it's also what a lot of people found Tophia by seeing. And really, I wouldn't call her a troll, not in any sense, but she had Tophia on her screen. She basically invited a bunch of other girls on there and made Tophia cry, as I previously mentioned. And Tophia never really liked it.
Tophia looking real rough out here.
But now with Aunt Karen coming out and going, I support you, Tophia. Enough with all these Reddit stalkers. Tophia now just quotes Aunt Karen, uses her as a source at all times now. Basically just says, Aunt Karen said this, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. What's incredibly ironic about all this is that Tophia is saying that the only reason she made a GoFundMe for Brother Chew is because Aunt Karen told her to. And if you don't remember, Aunt Karen's the reason she got exposed for scamming people through GoFundMe all those years ago. It really doesn't have that much relevance to the video as a whole. It's just why Tophia is constantly calling the Reddit stalkers now. Because Aunt Karen said it, now Tophia must say it.
Why do you think when I went live that one time, it said, I won't be able to go live with my brother just a place because he doesn't want people to know where we live. Basically, literally, that's what I said. Like, my brother told me I can't go live because people will find out where we live and get us evicted. Use your common sense.
Find out where you live, get your ass evicted.
You never want to take accountability for your actions.
I didn't do anything, though, kid. You think I give enough of a damn to get your fucking fool's ass evicted? I think I give a damn? I don't care.
Right before it,
come on, shit going on. Come on, man,
bro. Son that she even said this. Shit. Brother Chew, back when he was alive, said that once I get a place, you can live there, but you can't stream there. And to me, all that tells me is he was fed up with all this shit, with the trolls, obviously, with the TikTok nonsense, and he was probably just gonna be like, hey, live under my roof, get a job, you know, like, just stop this shit. No more streaming, no more of this nonsense. But Tophia doesn't see it that way. She sees it as, we couldn't stream because you trolls would have come after us. And Brother Chew probably saw it as, man, I just hope you actually quit that shit and get a job if you move in with me. I'm probably speculating a lot more than I should. There's a part of me that after hearing that thinks he probably wanted her so badly to like do something for him and his mom, just so like all three of them could live together. Papa Chew obviously couldn't be there. It's just, I don't know. It really seems like Toph could have done something, but just chose not to this entire time. Am I saying that's the reason that all this happened? Absolutely not. It's not her fault at all. Just like it's not the troll's fault. But when you hear her say that, the Brother Chew didn't even want her screaming, which finally, to me at least, answers the question of what the other family members probably thought about this, especially considering they could never get any peace and quiet of their own, or any privacy with Tophia always having her camera on.
You dragged on Karen for Karen's court. Okay, you said she bullied me. No. And then you have this Reddit, which is right, where you're literally stalking me.
Yeah.
Is she stalking me now? No, you are. You're the one stalking me now.
I'm not stalking you.
Is Aunt Karen actively harassing me now? No, you're actively harassing me now. You want to look and flock to the people who were a part of my situation and blame them. Let's be for real about Swift. She didn't indirectly unalive my brother, but you contributed to helping the trolls and doing what you did by making that video, letting everybody know we were out in the street, sleeping out of our cars. You put us in an unsafe situation because I wasn't going to tell anyone because my situation was already unsafe to begin with. You put us in that unsafe situation. Like, she didn't have to make that video. And it's not fair that people get to keep their jobs for breaking the job rules, because I don't think that should be allowed. Then to tell us that the hurry up and get out so you can post that we left our room dirty because we didn't have time to clean our room. My brother did not want to deal with the other mates too. There was another mate that was causing problems for us. And he said, if she starts anything with the other things, if you stay here, I'll handle the room. The only stuff he left was the garbage.
Sophia, get loud.
The refrigerator full of food was groceries we had just bought to make our dinners.
Sophia,
Brand new meat and food.
What was that?
We were going to cook with.
Yeah. They
That's
said,
not food.
what they say to her ass? She's full of shit.
So crazy. Nobody else wants to take accountability for the contribution to my harassment, to my suffering, to my traumatic incidences that happened, to everything. You don't want to take accountability for it.
See, something that Tophia brought up there was a good situation. Squid is somebody who is going to face a lot of criticism of their own later on in this video. But in the context of his, speaking of her, she did nothing wrong. She posted a video not even saying the Slidell family's name. She posted a video of a horribly filthy room of somebody who lived there who was just kicked out because of not paying rent. And again, didn't even mention you guys. It was only until you went to the internet, Tophia, and freaked out about it that people figured out it was you. She has said this for months now, ever since they got kicked out of their apartment in the first place.
Yeah, because all of a sudden she's full of shit.
Went public with that video.
Oh,
nobody
I mean, full of it.
They were homeless, and she would not have disclosed that.
She was always
again,
act like people are stupid or some shit. Talking about people got us evicted. I didn't get you evicted.
This woman felt the need to have to record it.
When you say people, who do you mean?
And it was in horrible shape. Tophia always neglects to bring that up and acts like that's the reason they got kicked out. Just trolls were messing with them, and it really was nothing of their own fault. Not the rent, not the horrible room, just the trolls. And that's not the truth at all. But we'll get back to Squid later. Continuing on the 19th, Tophia posts a video where she talks a little bit more about the shooting, and then goes on to talk about how an article was written about the topic. And you'd be so, thrown off to hear what she's so pissed off about. What do you think about this article to get this woman, upset? Well, it's the fact that she's not mentioned in it.
You know, I thought about it, that was like I said, I've always said this, that he couldn't get in, so maybe that's why he did that. He was mad, the doors were locked, and because he couldn't get in, you know, sometimes I want to block that out, you know, I don't want to relive it. The first night, it felt like I was there, I'm getting some slight sleep.
Sophia, you can't get
but
in.
I wake up, I'm still exhausted. I don't know how to process. I don't know how to make sense of it because they're still unanswered. There's still questions unanswered because, like I said, it's an active investigation. We haven't really heard much from the detective. This article comes out. Some of the information we're given is not correct information. Not only is it not correct information, but they left me out of the whole incident. They literally only mentioned my brother and my mom. If I give a
because they don't want nothing to do with your Slidell having ass. Sophia on the Slidell. Oh shit!
I've always thought of it as something where people write, they get information, and they fact check that, right? Can you fact check this stuff? To say my mom was shot in the neck when she wasn't is crazy. You got people out here believing my mom was shot in the neck.
Your mom was shot in the neck.
Guy, right? We don't even know if that guy was the guy. Because to be honest with you, so much stuff happened to me in that moment when he was doing what he did that, it's hard for me to kind of picture what he looked like. Kind of put a face to it. Because it happened so fast to me. In a matter of seconds,
Really?
I looked over, my brother was asleep. I didn't have a reaction. But then my mom alerted me, and like I said, that's when I realized something was not right. In a matter of seconds, he was trying to get her on one side, he smashed her over on the other side, tried to rip my mom out.
Smashed her over on the other side. And get her ass. Hey, Sophia, how scared? Hey, Sophia, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you?
Did you like it? And because everything was going on, I didn't really look at him because I was so terrified. I kind of looked at him because was kind of trying to, you know, they asked me like, oh, what does he look like? You know, but since everything happened, it kind of blocked his face from my memory.
This part I absolutely don't doubt. I don't feel like anybody who like hears about this situation would. It was the middle of the night. It was like probably dark as hell. You can't see this dude's face clearly, and like Toph, even if she was trying to look at it, it's gonna be tough to remember with everything going on. So in this case, I get what she's talking about completely here. Like, I've never obviously been in this situation, but if I was, I don't think the first thing I'd be doing is trying to identify this dude's face. She said she tried to, but still, I can understand how hard that is. The following day, on March 20th, Tophia decides to go back to her Instagram stories, and this time say that she is just done with the Reddit. And I really don't know how she does it, but somehow, some way, politics gets brought back into this again.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this, I'm not going back and forth with Reddit.
Talk about
you
it
can
already.
post whatever you want and try to make yourself look good and justify you leaving those comments and getting ridiculous, but then turning around and attacking and saying about how to say gun violence gonna happen when gun violence happens every day. And
because gun violence wouldn't happen, Sophia.
Trump's office, everything's going downhill. I don't remember a time, I do remember a time when Joe Biden was in office that gun violence was high. But you have to remember all the laws that was put into place when Joe Biden got into office was Trump's doing. You guys just realize that laws take a long time to go into effect. So when Trump passed the law during his presidency before Joe Biden got into office and he fixed everything Trump did, only for Trump to turn around now in this presidency and undo everything that Joe Biden did. We are so screwed. And let me tell you something, crime was typically high. But I've never seen crime this high in Albuquerque. And I will wholeheartedly, I'm going to blame Trump. I'm sorry. But when Joe Biden was in office and the crime was high, it was because of Trump's policy.
Sophia, it is not.
All of this high crime and violence is because MAGA supporters are very violent. I mean, look what they did January 6th, and they refused to take accountability for that. And innocent lives were lost protecting the Capitol. Because you wanted to storm the Capitol, because you want to act like you didn't unalive people, all because President Trump tweeted something and you cult-like supporters went running, you went running.
Yeah, I went running.
And harmed innocent beings. People that had families, people that had kids. Just to overthrow the government, that's crazy. And then attack on Karen and be like,
nothing.
You literally shared on Karen saying y'all literally used the Reddit to stop me, and then attack her because you wanted to fake face. I'm sorry, but it was used to stop me. You could keep posting all these other posts from a while back saying this is a horrible person, look at this. Right now, people are saying you're a stalker. I guess that now. Stop bringing up stuff from years ago. You're deflecting. You're moving the goalpost.
Yeah,
No, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
you can't move the goalpost anymore.
I'm moving the
goalpost. You better address that or else it's true.
So let me explain to you what Sophie is talking about right here. She's complaining about people sharing clips of her from the past and saying, like, look what she said, and look what's happening now. She said horrible things in the past, and Tophia's like, that doesn't matter. That stuff in the past, you're moving the goalposts. Acknowledge you being a stalker. It doesn't matter what I've done in the past. Now, you may ask, well, what has she done in the past? And one video, to me, is chief among them that shows you some pretty shitty attitudes from Tophia from not even that long ago. Because you see, she would be on screen calling out other people's parents, talking about people's dead relatives all the time. And in the beginning of the video, you may have heard her enough that people are showing her dead relatives first, like her grandmom and her sister who was never born. And Tophia attributes a few shitty people saying that to now her being able to say whatever she wants about anyone's dead relatives who goes at her. And I truly mean that, because the people in her chat that she randomly goes at or just criticizing her for normal shit. But she feels like because she's been wronged in the past, she can now wrong them to the highest degree. And just in fairness, since Tophia says people need to now look within themselves and go, you're a Reddit stalker or whatever, and not move the goalpost, I think it's fair that I show you one specific video that shows you the type of shit Tophia has no problem saying about others.
I have a house and you don't. I have a living mother and you don't. So why don't you go dig her up from the grave and dig her? I have nothing to say to that. I have two parents and you don't. So don't worry about that.
Tophia, that's not
Mine is a grandmother dead, so is mine. But at least my grandmother made it to heaven. Did yours? Is that the one that had cancer? Now, look, I'm not going to make fun of someone's cancer. That's not what I was going to do. But if you got a terminal illness and you're worried about someone's documentary, I think you got more depressing
Tophia, you're so
things to worry about than someone's
insensitive,
documentary.
it hurts.
Respectfully. You got a life-threatening illness. You got an expiration date you need to worry about. You got a scheduled meeting with Jesus. So I would be best to worry about that.
So yes, I think it's incredibly justified to call you out on that stuff still now today because of how smugly you claimed that stuff from years past. And I'm sorry, I know I said again, I've been repeating this a lot, but I try to stay objective. But when you hear her say shit like that, it throws all the sympathy you have out the window. And if it couldn't possibly get any worse, in the next video, we jump to March 21st, where Tophia is in the room with Monastery, and there is a grieving machine, and it is going off, it's beeping like crazy, and people in the chat on Too Loud for Stupid last week said that means the monitor, like Mamachu is having breathing problems. And all this is going on while Tophia is sitting there smugly making a TikTok trying to cancel the actress Kristen Chenoweth. Listen, no matter, look, this is my whole thing with this, right? Like, no matter what side you're on, right, left, all this shit, why does this matter to you right now? Like, now we're getting real. We're way off topic, and that's why does any of the shit you're about to say matter to you? She's about to call her out for her, like, liking an Elon Musk tweet, and then something about praying for Diddy. Now, praying for Diddy, that's crazy weird. And, like, anybody who's saying I'm praying for Diddy definitely deserves to be called out. And with that being said, Brother Chew. Brother Chew had on his car the words Free Diddy 2025 written there. Now, before you ask, I always wondered too, did he even write this? Did a friend maybe write it and he didn't notice and someone took a picture? You know, what's the real context of this? Well, Tophia will tell you herself. And I really want you to hear her tone while talking about Brother Chew, and then her tone later on while talking about Kristen Chenoweth. Because it seems like she's trying to make it okay for Brother Chew, but it's definitely not okay when anybody else does it.
I have no control over what's written on the court. I need to go and see that and say something. Don't come at me for that. I don't agree. I didn't agree. Whatever is written on the card is not me. It was a joke, but to me, some people, you know, to me, I don't, like, I understand the severity of the situation. Like I said, criminals involved, I don't think, like, making life decisions or criminals involved, like, people didn't know the severe, like, the severity of the situation until everything started coming out. So, I don't got much use for it. I mean, it's not like, in a sense, it is a good for the justice point. And I can't tell people how to do it. Yeah, they are discussing what people was making the video way before they knew the severity of the situation. I can't really think about it. I can't do anything about that because the whole frustration. I didn't told her that. I said, watch, if these shows really actually do what's on the car, we're gonna get it. I said, and I already do it. I already told my mom. Because although you're like making jokes, like literally, I said that doesn't not funny considering that a 10-year-old adult.
So you hear it. It's not funny. It's not funny, okay? But there's nothing she can do out of it. It's out of her control. And it's not like she's going to admonish Brother Chew for it because it doesn't matter that much to her, clearly. But when somebody else does it, more specifically this Kristen Chenoweth woman, she feels the need to say something. So just one final time to let you know what we're about to watch. It's a video of Tophia admonishing a woman for saying pray for Vicky, despite her brother also having that sentiment, while her mother was hooked up to a breathing machine that is going crazy because she's having breathing troubles.
So the machine is going up in the background of my head. It keeps going off. They keep having to turn off. It keeps going off. Kristen Chenoweth, right? I've been seeing her posts, right? There was a post by a popular creator that said, Elon Musk was not doing what we thought he would do, which was the smart route. He was saying, my heart's out to you. And Kristen Chenoweth likes that video. If you don't know who Kristen Chenoweth is, she's on Broadway, and she has performed in Wicked. You know, that's why I follow her, because she was in the movie Wicked. I like Kristen Chenoweth. But after seeing that, and I have the proof if you really want to see the actual proof, I posted it, but I do have the proof that Miss Kristen Chenoweth likes that video. And to me, it was on, like, why are you liking this video saying Elon Musk is saying hearts out to you, Christian? She's the same Kristen Chenoweth that said she was praying for Diddy and his family. Yep, Kristen Chenoweth literally said that she was praying for Diddy.
Dude, I'm crazy.
So crazy. It's fake, but you know, white women always want to be I don't like it. That, like a quote that I saw that get a bunch of people posted on Instagram. I was like, oh, cool. And then I'm like, because, you know, and I forget to unfollow people sometimes because you literally just defended Elon. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, can you forgive me? I'm trying, I want to play church. I want to play Christian.
Pray for him. Yeah, it's kind of
yeah, I want to play church.
Anyway,
I want to play.
Talk about.
Luckily after this, though, Tophia realized the situation she was in. She realized her mother needed to rest and that she shouldn't just rant that nonsensical bullshit. So, she did what any person in the situation would do. She hunkered down, she got real serious, and she made the fucking trolls again.
I saw a comment, someone just left a comment saying that I'm blaming trolls. First of all, who was keeping us from having a safe place? Can you please answer that? Because we couldn't have a safe place because people kept causing us to get kicked out of places. If that's not putting us in danger, putting us in the elements where there was a bunch of high crime, I don't know what is. I hate when people don't want to take accountability for the stuff that they do. You guys said, oh, you could have got a place. If I would have went and rented a place and paid rent, we would have got thrown out of that place because you would have tried to find out where we live. You would have harassed us, and you would have tried to get us evicted. Like, why am I putting my name on the line to cause me to lose a place? And then I hate you don't want to take accountability. It is a choice.
He attacked me.
Didn't they not dox and harass me? Wasn't I getting threats and trolls? For people to sit here and literally not take accountability pisses me off. It's like, it's your fault. You didn't directly unalive my brother, but you didn't care if I had a roof over my head. You caused me to not have a place to sleep. You're the one who kept me in my car. How many times do I have to? I shouldn't even have to explain myself. I'm not even going to argue with people anymore.
Oh, yes.
It's about healing, getting counseling, seeking counseling, and making sure my mom stays healthy.
Your mom is going to be healthy.
Argue with your mama, don't argue with me.
So
Argue with your mama.
Stop making videos after this. She makes a few here and there, and a few more we'll cover in a minute here, but somebody else decides to step up to the plate and really take the internet's ire for a few days, and that's Squid. Squid, the woman who initially exposed Tophia's heart-rate conditions, decided to post a TikTok giving one of the dumbest takes on this situation I've ever heard. Now, as I've seen a lot of people mention, at the beginning of what you're about to see, Squid does pose a decent question. Like, where is any proof of this actually happening? Like, we haven't seen it, you know? Brother Chu's funeral hasn't happened. We haven't seen a picture of Mama Chu, and I don't think anybody wants to. But other than the news articles saying there was a shooting and a mother got shot and the son died and the daughter got away, there's really no proof.
Sophia, did you run?
However, again, if this isn't true, I will gladly eat crow. But
how fast did you run?
I'm 100% sure this is all real, and I wouldn't even make this video if it wasn't. But then Squid has to snidely ask the question, you know, was Tophia in on it? just you gotta hear this for yourself.
So.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it because it's been bugging me since it happened. I think this whole Sophia situation, the carjacking, the shooting, is incredibly suspicious. Because why didn't he shoot everyone in the car? Why did he shoot the driver first? Why did he try to pull Tophia out alive, uninjured, but he didn't try to pull out the driver? She woke up to a pulse.
And cuts from weapons too small to be wielded by a minotaur.
Sophia.
And then she said that they were both already shot. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if she made it up. I don't know if she's in on it. I don't know. Something doesn't feel right.
I think
you can bully me all you fucking want to. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, she didn't care about it. You bet your ass she didn't give one shit.
I think
so little of a shit actually that she's made like 50 TikToks since this responding to people calling her a meth head. But I mean really, all this screams to me is, hey, Tophia's name's out there big time, let me cash in on that. Because Squid, really nobody's cared about her ever since she had dropped that whole thing on Tophia in the dirty room. And she herself has even said she is not going to speak Tophia's name no more. She has no reason to talk about this girl. But then it's apparently eaten her up so bad inside that she just had to say it. She had to give her opinion that Tophia may be in on it. At least she could be. Look, everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has a voice. But just come on, it's so clear what you're trying to do here, especially considering the only thing your name's ever been relevant for is being attached to Tophiachu. So, I mean, yeah. And of course, you bet your ass Tophia took the bait, was ranting about Squid the other night, and that's that. Of course, she had to come back after like a week of being gone to talk all about Squid. And I think Squid got exactly what she wanted, but also she gave Tophia something to hold on to now, to at the end of time, to always use and go, you see these fucking trolls accusing me of being a part of it, like Squid, and she'll always have something to point to now because you said it. Something I also forgot to mention is that a few days before this, Tophia actually...
With the money that I make my life, plus the money that I have saved,
I don't think
can
so.
save up.
Okay.
That's what I'm working on. The reason being I didn't say I was working on getting an RV is because I knew people would try to look out, try to find the car, try to see where our RV was parked, and try to harass. Now, that is one of the things that I was working on. I can finally say that now because we're not working on that anymore, obviously. But yes, I was working on saving to get an RV. So what happened was I was working on getting this RV. I didn't want to say anything because I knew people would try to drive around, find what RV we had and try to stalk and harass us. So then it became like it was really true about like the car and things like that. My brother had a BMW, which I finally told you guys. His BMW got stolen. I was gonna pay to tow his BMW, but then some things happened. Our SUV got towed. I had to pay to get that out. The other cars like the Honda, putting gas in it, paying all